Hey guys, and welcome back to That's So Fetch. Today, I will be talking about some great musicals to watch on Disney+. Okay, so when I'm categorizing musicals on Disney+, I look I go by like the live action ones because those ones are usually like musicals, like things you would see like film adaptations of Broadway musicals or musicals that got adapted to Broadway or stuff along like those category made by Broadway composers and stuff. I don't really consider the animated films because Disney is such like a musical based company, or for like most of their classic and animated films there's like a bunch of song sequences, probably not as much as a traditional musical, but they still have a lot. So when I'm talking about musicals, I'm mostly referring to live action ones or things that may have been adapted to Broadway. Okay, so the first one I'm going to talk about is Hamilton. Since that one came out on Disney Plus and it is an original cast Broadway recording, and some of it was shot during actual performances, yeah, but it's original cast shot on Broadway, and it came out July 3rd. It was composed by Lin-Manuel Miranda. I only know that because he also stars in it as Hamilton. And I remember, like 2 years ago, I went to a new school and stuff, and I had a bunch of like theater friends. And Hamilton was like the main craze. Like if they were singing songs, it was usually from Hamilton. If they were talking about a musical, it was usually Hamilton. It was Hamilton, Hamilton, Hamilton. Like that was a super big craze. It's a super popular musical, and it is absolutely amazing that it is available on Disney Plus, live action, original cast. Like that's some like it's pro shot, original cast. That's something I'm pretty sure a bunch of theater fans would like for a bunch of musicals. Original cast, pro shot. I want to talk about is Newsies, the Broadway musical. So this one is not completely original cast, but it still does have some of the original cast members from the Broadway production, such as Jeremy Jordan and Andrew Keenan Bolger. So yeah, this one is not completely original cast, but it still has some of the original cast, or most of the original cast, and it was not shot on Broadway. It was actually shot in Los Angeles, but it was still shot with original cast with this whole set and stuff, and it is a pro shot version of the Broadway musical, all the songs, and it still has the original main characters, which I think is still a plus. But yeah, it is a great production. I would definitely recommend you watch it. And since it's based off like a Disney movie, it has more of a Disney vibe, like especially with the song Santa Fe. I really heard like Disney in that. The next one I want to talk about is a classic. And classic turned live action. It's a Lion King movie. So I guess basically talking about this, I can kind of combine both of them, the original animated version and the live action version. Yeah, that's the next one I want to talk about. So Lion King. I'm pretty sure that is very similar to Hamlet in the storyline where a young prince's father is killed by his uncle. Then he goes off, comes back, and avenges his father after realizing the truth and stuff like that. But yeah, it is a very classic thing. It has a bunch of classic songs like Circle of Life, Just Can't Wait to Be King, Hakuna Matata. Oh, I love Hakuna Matata. That is like one of my favorite songs from The Lion King. And in the live action version, they did add another song that was sung by Beyonce. I can't remember what it's called. Now I'm going to go to another animated turned Broadway turned live action version of animated film. And I think with added song. Like maybe, I think they may have took a song that was in the Broadway version and put it in yeah, I'm going to be talking about Beauty and the Beast next. So Beauty and the Beast is a really classic story that started off as a fairy tale. Then Disney sugarcoated it and turned it into a classic film. And then that got adapted to Broadway. And then back into the most recent movie version starring Emma Watson, who's also known as Hermione Granger. I don't know, I have not watched her. I know she does play her. But yeah, Beauty and the Beast comes with a bunch of classic songs like Tale as Old as Time, because it is a tale as old as time. And you should definitely check out both versions like before, because the live action one has an added song. Next one I'm going to talk about is Annie. So they have the 1999 version of Annie, if I'm correct. I know Sarah Hyland was in this one, so I remember watching it the other day. I'm like, oh my god, I recognize that face, because she was also in Disney Channel's Geek Charming, which I had watched when I was younger, and I loved that movie. I don't remember it anymore. I probably rewatched it today. But anyway, Annie is another classic musical. If I am correct, it started off as like maybe like a comic or something, like she was like a character from something, and then she got a musical. Going even older, I'm going to be talking about Mary Poppins. I watched this when I was younger. It's really good. It's iconic. Like recently, I think last year, they had Mary Poppins Returns come out in theaters, which is basically, Mary Poppins is originally a book series, so I guess that's the second book, and it had Emily Blunt as Mary Poppins. But it was honestly I love the sequel, and I love the original one. It has like some classic songs that have been stuck in my head for years, like Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and I'm just like showing off that word. Okay, and it also had a spoonful of sugar. It had I don't really remember like those are like the main two titles I remember from Mary Poppins, and then from Mary Poppins Returns, the cover is not the book, because that song is super catchy, and I think that was one of the ones that they released beforehand, before the film's theatrical release. So before I end this video, I want to mention some, I guess, honorable mentions that aren't necessarily in the category that I was going, like that was in, or not category, but like some ones that I wouldn't necessarily pit there. Okay, some other ones you should check out. So Aladdin, I watched the live action one, but I wasn't really paying attention that much to that. But I have watched the animated version, so you should definitely check Aladdin out. And another one of my current all-time favorites, The Muppets. Like I watched it the other, like maybe last week with my friends, and it was amazing. And I've always loved Jim Henson stuff, like The Muppets and Sesame Street and Kermit the Frog. So like watching that just kind of like sparks my love for that again, and he's absolutely amazing. Another thing, Frozen. That also got turned into a Broadway musical. So that is something you should definitely check out, and it is absolutely classic with its songs like Let It Go and Do You Want to Build a Snowman. I honestly loved that as a child, like loved, obsessed. And then Frozen 2, which is the sequel, which is also amazing, so you should check that out too. Next one, The Little Mermaid. That also got turned into a musical, Broadway musical, so you should definitely check that one out. And my last mention would be High School Musical plus High School Musical, the series, because those are varying musical series, and like High School Musical is an all-time classic. I've watched it like years after, like probably watched it like last year or 2 years ago. Oh my god. I remember I was watching something High School Musical related, and I got like a splinter somewhere. But yes, High School Musical, check that out. It has a bunch of classic songs. And then High School Musical, the musical, the series, has a bunch of those classic songs along with new original songs that are very catchy, that can get stuck in your head like a billion sorries. Like, that is one of the most ridiculous songs, like silly songs, but it's also very catchy. Yeah, so that is it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!